The giraffe is widely recognized as the tallest land animal on Earth, with adults reaching heights of up to 18 feet tall and weighing between 1,100 and 2,800 pounds. This unique creature has long been a source of fascination for humans, with its distinctive coat patterns, long neck, and legs that seem to go on forever, but beyond its impressive physical appearance. The giraffe plays a significant role in African ecosystems and has become a powerful symbol in wildlife conservation efforts. As an integral part of the savanna and woodland ecosystems, giraffes help to maintain the balance of nature, and their loss could have far-reaching consequences for the health of these environments. In many African cultures, the giraffe is revered as a symbol of gentle giantism and is often featured in folklore, art, and spiritual symbolism. The giraffe's unique appearance and calm demeanor have made it a beloved and iconic animal, not just in Africa, but around the world. As a result, the giraffe has become an important ambassador for wildlife conservation, helping to raise awareness about the importance of protecting African ecosystems and the many species that call them home. From the open grasslands of the savanna to the dense woodlands and acacia forests, giraffes can be found roaming freely, their long necks bending as they reach for leaves and fruits on the tallest trees. The significance of giraffes in African ecosystems cannot be overstated. As herbivores, they play a crucial role in seed dispersal, helping to spread the seeds of the trees and plants they feed on. This process helps to promote the growth of new vegetation, which in turn provides food and shelter for a wide range of other animals. Giraffes also help to maintain the balance of their ecosystems by controlling the growth of certain plant species, and by providing a source of food for predators such as lions and leopards. In addition, giraffes help to create pathways and clearings in dense vegetation, which can be used by other animals and even by humans. The giraffe's symbolic role in wildlife conservation is also closely tied to its status as an endangered species. Due to habitat loss, poaching, and other human activities, giraffe populations have been declining in recent years, and conservation efforts are necessary to protect these amazing creatures. The giraffe's plight has helped to raise awareness about the importance of protecting African ecosystems and the need for sustainable conservation practices that balance human needs with the needs of wildlife. By working to protect giraffe habitats and prevent the decline of giraffe populations, conservationists can also help to preserve the many other species that share these ecosystems and promote the health and biodiversity of African ecosystems as a whole. As the tallest land animal on Earth, the giraffe is well adapted to its environment, with a range of unique physical and behavioral characteristics that enable it to thrive in the savanna and woodland ecosystems of Africa. The giraffe's long neck and legs are perhaps its most distinctive features and are perfectly suited to its role as a browser, allowing it to reach high into the trees to feed on leaves and fruits. The giraffe's coat patterns are also highly distinctive and provide camouflage in the dappled light of the savanna and woodland environments. These remarkable creatures are also able to go without water for long periods of time, surviving on the moisture from the leaves and fruits they eat, and only drinking water every few days. Despite their many adaptations, giraffes are facing numerous threats to their survival, including habitat loss and fragmentation, poaching, and climate change. As human populations grow and expand, giraffe habitats are being converted into agricultural land, urban areas, and other human-dominated landscapes, leaving giraffes with limited space and resources. Poaching is also a major threat, with giraffes being hunted for their meat, skin, and other body parts, which are believed to have medicinal properties. Climate change is also affecting giraffe populations by altering the availability of food and water, and changing the distribution of vegetation and other resources. The giraffe's role in African ecosystems is not limited to its physical presence, but also extends to its cultural and symbolic significance. In many African cultures, the giraffe is considered a sacred animal, and is often featured in traditional art, folklore, and spiritual practices. The giraffe's gentle nature and calm demeanor have made it a beloved and revered creature, and its image is often used to promote conservation and wildlife tourism. The giraffe's iconic status has also made it a popular symbol in global media, with its image being used to promote a range of products and services, from clothing and accessories to travel and tourism. As a result of its cultural and symbolic significance, the giraffe has become an important ambassador for African wildlife conservation, helping to raise awareness about the importance of protecting African ecosystems and the many species that call them home. The giraffe's plight has also helped to mobilize conservation efforts, with many organizations and individuals working to protect giraffe habitats, prevent poaching, and promote sustainable conservation practices. By working to protect the giraffe and its habitats, conservationists can also help to preserve the many other species that share these ecosystems, and promote the health and biodiversity of African ecosystems as a whole. The giraffe's significance in African ecosystems is not just limited to its physical presence, but also extends to its role in maintaining the balance of nature. As a browser, the giraffe helps to disperse seeds and promote the growth of new vegetation, which in turn provides food and shelter for a wide range of other animals. The giraffe's feeding habits also help to control the growth of certain plant species and prevent the dominance of any one species, which can help to maintain the diversity of vegetation in these ecosystems. In addition, the giraffe's pathways and clearings can be used by other animals and even by humans, helping to promote the connectivity of these ecosystems. The giraffes are a keystone species in African ecosystems, playing a vital role in maintaining the delicate balance of their environments. As the tallest land animal on Earth, they have a unique perspective on their surroundings, and their actions have a profound impact on the world around them. One of the most significant ways in which giraffes contribute to their ecosystems is through seed dispersal. As they roam the savannas and open woodlands, they feed on the leaves, fruits, and flowers of various trees, including the iconic acacia tree. The seeds from these trees pass through the giraffe's digestive system and are deposited, often in a new location, surrounded by a package of nutrients. This process allows the trees to spread and grow in new areas, increasing the biodiversity of the ecosystem and providing food and shelter for a wide range of other animals. In addition to seed dispersal, giraffes also play a crucial role in shaping their ecosystems through their grazing activities. As herbivores, they feed on the leaves and shoots of trees and shrubs, helping to regulate the growth and density of vegetation. This, in turn, affects the populations of other herbivores, such as antelopes and zebras, which compete with giraffes for food. The grazing activities of giraffes also create pathways and clearings that allow other animals to move through the landscape, promoting the exchange of species and genes between different areas. Furthermore, the droppings of giraffes act as a fertilizer, enriching the soil and promoting the growth of new plants. Giraffes are also an important food source for many predators, including lions, leopards, and hyenas. These predators rely on giraffes as a source of nutrition, and the presence of giraffes in an ecosystem can support a large and diverse population of carnivores. In addition, The carcasses of giraffes that die from natural causes or are killed by predators provide a source of food for scavengers, such as vultures and eagles. This highlights the interconnectedness of ecosystems and the vital role that giraffes play in supporting the complex web of relationships between different species. The symbolic role of giraffes in wildlife conservation is also significant. As an iconic and charismatic species, giraffes have captured the imagination of people around the world, inspiring a sense of wonder and awe. Their unique appearance and gentle nature have made them a beloved symbol of Africa's wild beauty, and they are often used as an ambassador species for conservation efforts. The giraffe's status as a keystone species and its importance in maintaining the balance of ecosystems make it an ideal symbol for the conservation of African wildlife and the protection of natural habitats. The conservation of giraffes is also closely tied to the conservation of their habitats. The loss of natural habitats due to human activities such as agriculture, urbanization, and infrastructure development is a major threat to giraffe populations. As their habitats are destroyed or fragmented, giraffes are left with limited space and resources, making them more vulnerable to predators, human-wildlife conflict, and climate change. The protection of giraffe habitats, therefore, requires a holistic approach that takes into account the complex relationships between giraffes, their environments, and other species. In addition to their ecological importance, giraffes also have a deep cultural significance in many African societies. In some cultures, giraffes are considered sacred animals, associated with good luck, prosperity, and spiritual growth. In others, they are seen as a symbol of strength, courage, and wisdom. The cultural significance of giraffes highlights the importance of conservation efforts that take into account the values and traditions of local communities. By working with local people to protect giraffe habitats and prevent human-wildlife conflict, conservationists can promote a sense of ownership and stewardship among communities, ensuring the long-term survival of giraffe populations. The role of giraffes in maintaining ecosystem services is also crucial. Ecosystem services refer to the benefits that humans derive from functioning ecosystems, including clean air and water, soil formation, and climate regulation. Giraffes contribute to these services by helping to maintain the health and diversity of vegetation, which in turn supports the provision of these ecosystem services. For example, the roots of trees and shrubs help to hold soil in place, preventing erosion and landslides, while the leaves and branches provide shade, reducing the impact of extreme temperatures on the environment. The impact of climate change on giraffe populations is also a significant concern. As temperatures rise and rainfall patterns become more unpredictable, the availability of food and water for giraffes is likely to decrease. This can lead to malnutrition, reduced reproduction, and increased mortality, making giraffe populations more vulnerable to other threats such as poaching and habitat loss. The conservation of giraffes, therefore, requires a climate-smart approach that takes into account the projected impacts of climate change on giraffe habitats and populations. In conclusion, giraffes play a vital role in African ecosystems, and their conservation is essential for maintaining the balance and diversity of these ecosystems. As a keystone species, giraffes support a wide range of other animals, from predators and scavengers to herbivores and insects. Their symbolic role in wildlife conservation highlights the importance of protecting natural habitats and promoting the coexistence of humans and wildlife. By working together to conserve giraffe populations and their habitats, we can help to ensure the long-term survival of these incredible animals and the ecosystems they inhabit. The significance of giraffes in African ecosystems and their symbolic role in wildlife conservation underscore the need for a comprehensive and inclusive approach to conservation, one that takes into account the complex relationships between species, habitats, and human communities. Giraffes continue to fascinate and inspire people around the world, and their importance in African ecosystems cannot be overstated. As conservation efforts move forward, it is essential to prioritize the protection of giraffe habitats and the prevention of human-wildlife conflict. By doing so, we can help ensure the long-term survival of these incredible animals and the ecosystems they inhabit, ultimately preserving the beauty and biodiversity of Africa's wild landscapes. The evolutionary history of giraffes is a fascinating and complex tale that spans millions of years, with their distant relatives dating back to the early Miocene epoch, around 20 million years ago. During this time, the giraffes' ancestors were much smaller and more akin to modern-day deer, with shorter necks and legs. However, as the African continent underwent significant changes in its geography and climate, the giraffes' ancestors began to adapt to their environment in unique and remarkable ways. One of the most notable adaptations was the development of their long necks and legs, which would eventually become the hallmark of the modern giraffe. The process of adaptation was a gradual one, with each successive generation of giraffes becoming slightly taller and more specialized than the last. This was driven by the need to reach food sources that were beyond the reach of other herbivores, such as leaves and fruits on tall trees. As the giraffes' necks and legs lengthened, they were able to browse on these high-growing plants, giving them a significant advantage over their competitors. Over time, this advantage was reinforced by the process of natural selection, where the tallest and most efficient browsers were more likely to survive and reproduce, passing on their advantageous traits to their offspring. As the giraffes continued to evolve, they also developed a range of other specialized features that helped them to thrive in their environment. Their long necks, for example, were supported by powerful muscles and a unique system of blood vessels that helped to regulate blood pressure and flow. This was necessary because the giraffes' brains were sensitive to changes in blood pressure, and the tall necks created a significant challenge in terms of maintaining a stable blood supply. The giraffes also developed long eyelashes and a special membrane that helped to protect their eyes from the harsh sun and dust of the African savanna. The giraffes' legs were also highly specialized, with long bones and powerful muscles that allowed them to move efficiently and cover great distances. Their hooves were broad and flat, with a unique shape that helped to distribute their weight and provide traction on a range of different surfaces. The giraffes' coats were also adapted to their environment, with a distinctive pattern of spots or patches that helped to camouflage them in the dappled shade of the savanna. These coats varied in color and pattern depending on the subspecies and the individual giraffe, but they all served the same purpose: to help the giraffe blend in and avoid detection by predators. Despite their many adaptations, the giraffe's evolution was not without its challenges. The process of growing longer necks and legs was a slow and energetically expensive one, requiring significant investments of energy and resources. The giraffes also had to contend with a range of predators, from lions and leopards to hyenas and wild dogs. These predators posed a significant threat to the giraffes, particularly when they were young or weak, and the giraffes had to develop a range of strategies to avoid them. This included living in groups, with adults taking turns to watch for predators and protect the vulnerable members of the herd. The giraffe's social structure was also an important aspect of their evolution, with females often forming close bonds and living in small, tight-knit groups. These groups were typically led by a dominant female who had lived through many years and had gained significant experience and wisdom. The females worked together to protect their young and maintain their social bonds, often grooming and rubbing against each other to reinforce their relationships. Males, on the other hand, tended to be more solitary, only coming together with females to mate or to compete for dominance. The giraffe's evolution was also influenced by their diet, which consisted mainly of leaves, fruits, and flowers from the trees and shrubs of the savanna. They used their long necks and tongues to browse on these high-growing plants, and their specialized digestive system allowed them to break down and extract nutrients from the tough, fibrous vegetation. The giraffes were able to eat a wide range of plants, but they tended to prefer certain species, such as the acacia tree, which provided a rich source of nutrients and energy. The acacia tree was a particularly important part of the giraffe's diet, with its thorny branches and leaves providing a challenge for the giraffes to access. However, the giraffes had developed a range of strategies to overcome this challenge, including using their long tongues to pluck leaves from the thorns and their powerful lips to tear at the branches. The acacia tree was also a vital source of water for the giraffes, with its leaves and stems providing a significant amount of moisture during the dry season. The giraffes were able to extract this water using their specialized digestive system, which allowed them to break down and absorb the moisture from the plants. The giraffes' ability to adapt to their environment and exploit the resources of the savanna was a key factor in their success as a species. Over time, they were able to spread across the African continent, inhabiting a range of different habitats and ecosystems. They were able to thrive in these environments, using their unique combination of physical and behavioral adaptations to survive and reproduce. The giraffe's evolution was a testament to the power of natural selection and the importance of adaptation in the natural world, and their story continues to fascinate and inspire us to this day. The giraffe's origins are a complex and multifaceted topic, with many different factors contributing to their evolution and success as a species. From their early ancestors to their modern-day adaptations, the giraffes have been shaped by their environment and have developed a range of unique strategies to survive and thrive. Their story is a reminder of the importance of conservation and the need to protect these amazing creatures and their habitats, not just for their own sake, but for the evolutionary history of giraffes is a complex and fascinating tale that spans millions of years, with their distant relatives playing a crucial role in shaping the modern giraffe. To understand the origins of the giraffe, we must delve into the fossil record and explore the ancestral lines that led to the development of this unique creature. The giraffe's evolutionary journey began during the early Miocene epoch, around 20 million years ago, when the first giraffid species emerged in Africa. These early giraffids were much smaller than their modern counterparts, with shorter necks and legs, and were likely forest dwellers, feeding on leaves and fruits from the trees. As the Miocene epoch progressed, the giraffid family diversified, with various species evolving to occupy different ecological niches. Some species developed longer necks, allowing them to reach higher into the trees to feed, while others remained smaller, with more compact bodies. The modern giraffe's closest relatives, the okapi and the pronghorn, also emerged during this period. Although they would eventually evolve into distinct species, the okapi, with its striped coat and shy demeanor, remains one of the most enigmatic and elusive creatures in the animal kingdom, while the pronghorn, with its impressive running abilities, roams the open plains of North America. One of the most significant events in the evolutionary history of giraffes was the development of their long necks. This remarkable adaptation allowed them to reach high into the trees, exploiting a previously inaccessible food source. The long neck also provided a means of defense, as giraffes could use their height to spot predators from a distance and run away if necessary. However, the evolution of the long neck was a gradual process, with early giraffids having necks only slightly longer than those of their contemporaries. It wasn't until the late Miocene epoch, around 10 million years ago, that the modern giraffe's distinctive neck began to take shape. The Pleistocene epoch, which spanned from around 5 million to 10,000 years ago, saw the emergence of the modern giraffe's closest relatives, including the extinct species Giraffe priscilla and Giraffe punjabensis. These ancient giraffes were similar in appearance to the modern giraffe, with long necks and legs, but had some distinctive differences, such as smaller body size and more primitive dental structures. The fossil record also reveals that these early giraffes were more widespread, with fossils found in Africa, Asia, and Europe. However, as the climate changed and habitats shifted, the giraffes' range contracted, and they became restricted to their current distribution in Africa. The modern giraffe, Giraffe camelopardalis, is thought to have emerged around 1 million years ago, during the Pleistocene epoch. This species is characterized by its distinctive coat patterns, long neck and legs, as well as its unique dental structure, which includes specialized teeth and a long, blue-black tongue. The modern giraffe's evolution was likely driven by a combination of factors, including climate change, habitat shift, and competition with other herbivores. The development of the giraffe's distinctive coat patterns, for example, may have been an adaptation to blend in with their surroundings, while their long neck and legs allowed them to exploit a unique ecological niche. In addition to their physical adaptations, giraffes have also developed a range of behavioral traits that have helped them thrive in their environments. For example, their social behavior, which includes living in small groups and forming close bonds with other giraffes, has likely played a crucial role in their survival. Giraffes have also developed a range of communication strategies, including vocalizations, body language, and neck-twisting behaviors, which allow them to convey information and coordinate their actions with other members of their group. The study of giraffe evolution has also shed light on the importance of their distant relatives in shaping their modern characteristics. The okapi, for example, is thought to have shared a common ancestor with the giraffe around 11 million years ago, and the two species have since undergone significant changes as they adapted to their respective environments. Similarly, the pronghorn, which is native to North America, is thought to have evolved from a common ancestor with the giraffe around 15 million years ago and has since developed a range of unique characteristics, including its impressive running abilities and distinctive horns. Despite their unique characteristics, giraffes are not immune to the challenges of evolution, and their populations have fluctuated over time in response to changes in their environments. The fossil record reveals that giraffes have faced numerous extinction events, including the loss of entire species, and have had to adapt to shifting habitats and changing climates. However, the modern giraffe has proven to be a resilient species, and their populations continue to thrive in many parts of Africa. In recent years, advances in genetic analysis have provided new insights into the evolutionary history of giraffes, allowing scientists to reconstruct their phylogenetic relationships with greater precision. These studies have confirmed that the giraffe is a member of the family Giraffidae, which also includes the okapi and the pronghorn, and have shed light on the complex patterns of evolution that have shaped the giraffe's modern characteristics. By analyzing the genetic variation within and between giraffe populations, scientists have also been able to identify areas of high conservation value, where efforts can be targeted to protect the giraffe and its habitats. The evolutionary history of giraffes is a testament to the incredible diversity of life on Earth, and the complex and often surprising ways in which species have adapted to their environments. As we continue to learn more about the giraffe's evolutionary past, we are reminded of the importance of conservation efforts, which aim to protect not only the giraffe, but also its habitats and the many other species that share its ecosystems. By working to preserve the natural world, we can help to ensure the long-term survival of the giraffe and the many other incredible creatures that call our planet home. As we explore the evolutionary history of giraffes, we are also reminded of the giraffe's remarkable adaptation to its environment is a testament to the power of evolution, shaped over millions of years of interaction with its African habitats. One of the most distinctive features of the giraffe is its long neck, which has become an iconic symbol of the species. But the neck is not the only adaptation that has allowed giraffes to thrive in their environment. Their long legs have also played a crucial role in their survival. The combination of these two features has enabled giraffes to exploit a unique ecological niche, reaching high into the trees to feed on leaves and fruits that other herbivores cannot access. The evolution of the giraffe's long neck is a fascinating story that has been shaped by a combination of genetic and environmental factors. It is believed that the earliest giraffe-like species had much shorter necks, similar to those of their modern-day relatives, the okapi and the pronghorn. However, as the African continent underwent significant changes in its climate and geography, the giraffe's ancestors were faced with a new challenge: how to reach the leaves and fruits of the tall trees that dominated the landscape. Over time, natural selection favored individuals with longer necks, as they were able to access food that others could not. This led to a gradual increase in neck length, as each generation of giraffes was born with slightly longer necks than the last. But the long neck is not just a simple matter of stretching the existing vertebral column. The giraffe's neck is made up of 7 cervical vertebrae, which are specially adapted to support the weight of the head and the strain of bending and twisting. The vertebrae are also hollow, which helps to reduce the overall weight of the neck and make it more efficient for the giraffe to move its head and neck around. The neck is also supported by a complex system of muscles and ligaments, which work together to allow the giraffe to bend and twist its neck with remarkable flexibility. The giraffe's long legs have also played a crucial role in their adaptation to their environment. With legs that can reach up to 6 feet in length, giraffes are able to cover great distances at high speeds, making them well suited to their role as grazers in the open savannas and woodlands of Africa. The legs are also specially adapted to support the weight of the giraffe's body, with powerful muscles and a unique system of blood vessels that help to regulate blood pressure and prevent the giraffe from feeling dizzy or lightheaded when it bends down to drink or eat. One of the most interesting aspects of the giraffe's adaptation to its environment is the way in which its long neck and legs work together to allow it to feed and move around. When a giraffe is browsing on leaves or fruits, it will often use its long neck to reach up into the trees, and then use its long tongue to pluck the leaves or fruits from the branches. At the same time, the giraffe will use its legs to support its body and maintain its balance, allowing it to reach high into the trees without falling over. This complex interplay of neck and legs is a testament to the remarkable flexibility and adaptability of the giraffe, and has allowed it to thrive in a wide range of environments across Africa. In addition to its long neck and legs, the giraffe has also developed a number of other adaptations that help it to survive in its environment. Its distinctive coat pattern, with its intricate patches of brown and yellow, helps to camouflage the giraffe in the dappled light of the savanna, making it harder for predators to spot. The giraffe's large eyes and ears also help it to detect potential threats, and its powerful legs allow it to run at high speeds to escape from danger. The giraffe's unique valve system in its neck, which helps to regulate blood pressure and prevent the giraffe from feeling dizzy or lightheaded, is another example of its remarkable adaptability. The giraffe's adaptation to its environment has also been shaped by its social behavior. Giraffes are highly social animals that live in large groups, called towers, which are usually made up of females and their young. These groups are often led by a dominant female, who will guide the others to the best feeding grounds and protect them from predators. The giraffes will also often engage in a behavior called necking, where they will lean into each other and push their necks together, as a way of establishing dominance and strengthening social bonds. This complex social behavior is an important part of the giraffe's adaptation to its environment and helps to ensure the survival of the species. The giraffe's long neck and legs have also played a crucial role in its ability to migrate across the African continent. Many giraffe populations are migratory and will travel long distances in search of food and water. The giraffe's long legs allow it to cover great distances at high speeds, making it well suited to this type of migration. The giraffe's long neck also helps it to scan the horizon for potential threats and to spot the best feeding grounds from a distance. This ability to migrate has been essential to the giraffe's survival, as it allows it to exploit a wide range of habitats and to avoid areas that are depleted of food or water. In conclusion, the giraffe's adaptation to its environment over millions of years has been a remarkable process, shaped by a combination of genetic and environmental factors. The giraffe's long neck and legs have played a crucial role in its survival, allowing it to exploit a unique ecological niche and to thrive in a wide range of environments across Africa. The giraffe's unique valve system, its distinctive coat pattern, and its complex social behavior have all contributed to its remarkable adaptability and have. Giraffes inhabit a variety of environments, ranging from African savannas to open woodlands and acacia forests, where they can be found roaming freely in search of food and shelter. These ecosystems provide the perfect setting for giraffes to thrive, with an abundance of trees and shrubs that cater to their dietary needs. The savannas, with their grasslands and open spaces, allow giraffes to roam freely and feed on the lush vegetation that grows during the rainy season. In contrast, the open woodlands and acacia forests offer a more sheltered environment, with trees providing shade and protection from the elements. The role of giraffes in maintaining the ecosystem is multifaceted and crucial to the balance of nature. As herbivores, giraffes play a significant role in seed dispersal, allowing plants to spread and propagate in new areas. Their grazing habits also help to maintain the diversity of plant species, as they feed on certain plants and allow others to grow. Furthermore, giraffes provide a source of food for predators, such as lions and leopards, which helps to regulate their populations and maintain the balance of the ecosystem. Trees, particularly acacia trees, are a vital component of a giraffe's diet and survival. Acacia leaves and fruits are rich in nutrients and provide the necessary energy for giraffes to grow and thrive. The tall, thorny trees also offer protection from predators and provide shelter from the elements. Giraffes have evolved to feed on the leaves and fruits of these trees, using their long necks and tongues to reach the high branches. In return, giraffes help to disperse the seeds of the acacia trees, allowing them to propagate and spread in new areas. The relationship between giraffes and their environment is one of mutual dependence. Giraffes rely on the trees and plants for food and shelter, while the trees and plants rely on giraffes for seed dispersal and propagation. This symbiotic relationship is essential to the health and diversity of the ecosystem, and any disruption to this balance can have far-reaching consequences. The loss of trees and vegetation can lead to soil erosion, reduced biodiversity, and increased vulnerability to climate change. Giraffes have adapted to their environment in remarkable ways, developing unique physical and behavioral traits that enable them to survive and thrive in their ecosystem. Their long necks and legs allow them to reach high branches and cover great distances, while their distinctive coat patterns provide camouflage and protection from predators. Giraffes have also developed a range of behaviors that help them to cope with the challenges of their environment, such as migrating to new areas in search of food and water and forming social bonds with other giraffes to enhance their safety and security. The importance of trees in a giraffe's diet and survival cannot be overstated. Acacia trees, in particular, are a staple of a giraffe's diet, providing essential nutrients and energy. The leaves and fruits of these trees are rich in protein, fiber, and other nutrients, making them an ideal food source for giraffes. Giraffes have evolved to feed on the leaves and fruits of these trees, using their long necks and tongues to reach the high branches. In return, giraffes help to disperse the seeds of the acacia trees, allowing them to propagate and spread in new areas. In addition to acacia trees, giraffes also feed on a variety of other trees and plants, including Comifera, Terminalia, and Ziziphus. These trees provide a range of nutrients and energy, and are an essential component of a giraffe's diet. Giraffes have developed a range of adaptations that enable them to feed on these trees, including their long necks and tongues, and their ability to browse on the leaves and fruits of the trees. The ecosystem in which giraffes live is complex and dynamic, with a range of interactions and relationships between different species. Giraffes play a key role in this ecosystem, providing a source of food for predators and helping to disperse the seeds of trees and plants. In return, giraffes rely on the trees and plants for food and shelter, and on other species for protection and companionship. This web of relationships is essential to the health and diversity of the ecosystem, and any disruption to this balance can have far-reaching consequences. Giraffes have evolved to live in a variety of environments, from the hot, dry savannas to the cooler, more temperate woodlands and forests. In each of these environments, giraffes have developed unique adaptations that enable them to survive and thrive. In the savannas, giraffes have developed a range of behaviors that help them to cope with the heat and dryness, such as resting in the shade and drinking water at dawn and dusk. In the woodlands and forests, giraffes have developed adaptations that enable them to navigate the dense vegetation and find food in the more sheltered environment. The relationship between giraffes and their environment is not just one of dependence, but also one of impact. Giraffes have a significant impact on their environment through their feeding habits and their role in seed dispersal and propagation. Giraffes help to shape the landscape, creating pathways and clearings that can be used by other species. They also help to maintain the diversity of plant species by feeding on certain plants and allowing others to grow. This impact is essential to the health and diversity of the ecosystem, and any disruption to this balance can have far-reaching consequences. In conclusion, giraffes play a vital role in their ecosystem, providing a source of food for predators and helping to disperse the seeds of trees and plants. Their unique adaptations, such as their long necks and tongues, enable them to feed on the leaves and fruits of trees and to navigate the complex web of relationships in their ecosystem. The importance of trees, particularly acacia trees, in a giraffe's diet and survival cannot be overstated. And the loss of these trees can have significant consequences for the health and diversity of the ecosystem, as giraffes inhabit a diverse range of habitats across Africa, from the open savannas to the more dense woodlands and forests, with a particular affinity for areas dominated by acacia trees. The African savanna, characterized by its grasslands with scattered trees, is one of the primary habitats of giraffes. These savannas provide giraffes with the ideal environment for roaming and foraging. The trees that dot the savanna landscape, especially acacia trees, are crucial for giraffes, serving as both a food source and a means of shelter from the elements and predators. The open woodlands, another habitat where giraffes are commonly found, offer a slightly denser tree cover than the savannas. These woodlands are particularly appealing to giraffes due to the abundance of leafy browse that the trees provide. The combination of grasses and leaves in these areas allows giraffes to maintain a varied diet, which is essential for their nutritional needs. Furthermore, the open woodlands often have fewer predators than the denser forests, making them a safer habitat for giraffes to reside in. Acacia forests are perhaps the most significant habitat for giraffes. Given the trees' nutritional value and the shelter they provide, acacia trees, with their thorns and broad canopies, create a unique microenvironment that supports a wide range of biodiversity. For giraffes, these trees are a staple food source. The leaves, fruits, and flowers of acacia trees are rich in nutrients, making them an essential component of a giraffe's diet. The thorns on acacia trees also serve as a natural defense against predators, offering giraffes a safe haven when needed. The distribution of giraffe habitats is not uniform across Africa. Different regions support different types of habitats due to variations in climate, soil, and rainfall. In East Africa, for example, giraffes are found in the savannas and open woodlands of countries such as Kenya and Tanzania. The famous Serengeti and Masai Mara reserves are home to large populations of giraffes, where they roam freely alongside other iconic African species like lions, elephants, and zebras. In southern Africa, giraffes inhabit the savannas and woodlands of countries like South Africa, Botswana, and Namibia, where the landscape is often more arid and the trees more sparse. In West Africa, the habitat of giraffes is more fragmented, with smaller, isolated populations found in the savannas and woodlands of countries like Niger, Mali, and Senegal. This fragmentation is often a result of human activity, such as agriculture and urban development, which encroaches upon giraffe habitats and isolates their populations. The loss of habitat and the fragmentation of giraffe populations are significant threats to their survival, as they reduce the availability of food, increase the risk of inbreeding, and make giraffes more vulnerable to predators and human-wildlife conflict. Despite these challenges, giraffes have adapted remarkably well to their habitats. Their long necks and legs allow them to cover vast distances in search of food and water, and their unique coat patterns serve as camouflage in their savanna and woodland habitats. The social structure of giraffes, with females often forming close-knit groups and males wandering more solitary paths, is also influenced by their habitat. In areas with abundant food and water, giraffe groups can be larger and more stable, while in more arid or fragmented habitats, they may be smaller and more transient. The importance of trees, particularly acacia, in giraffe habitats cannot be overstated. Beyond providing food, these trees offer giraffes shade from the sun, shelter from the rain, and protection from strong winds. The roots of these trees also help to stabilize the soil, preventing erosion and ensuring that the habitat remains viable for future generations of giraffes. In return, giraffes play a crucial role in maintaining the health of their habitats. By browsing on certain trees and avoiding others, giraffes influence the composition of their ecosystems, promoting diversity and preventing any single species from dominating the landscape. In addition to their role in shaping the plant community, giraffes also contribute to seed dispersal. The seeds of many tree species, including acacia, are too large to be dispersed by smaller animals, but giraffes, with their large size and mobility, can transport these seeds to new areas, facilitating the spread of tree species across the landscape. This process not only helps to maintain the genetic diversity of tree populations, but also ensures that habitats remain dynamic and resilient in the face of environmental change. Giraffes' interaction with their habitats is complex and multifaceted, reflecting a deep interdependence between the species and its environment. As giraffes move through their habitats, they leave behind signs of their presence, from the paths they create to the trees they browse. These signs are not just physical. The presence of giraffes also has a profound impact on the other species that share their habitats. For predators like lions and leopards, giraffes are a potential prey, influencing the predator's behavior and distribution. For other herbivores, like zebras and antelopes, giraffes can be competitors for food, or they can serve as a buffer against predators, allowing smaller species to coexist more safely. The dynamic between giraffes and their habitats is also influenced by seasonal changes. In many parts of Africa, the availability of food and water varies significantly between the wet and dry seasons. During the wet season, grasses and leaves are more abundant, and giraffes can disperse more widely in search of food. In the dry season, however, giraffes may need to congregate around remaining water sources and more reliable food sources, such as acacia trees. This seasonal movement is crucial for the survival of giraffes, as it allows them to exploit available resources while minimizing competition and predation risk. Understanding the habitats of giraffes and their role within these ecosystems is essential for their conservation, as human activities continue to encroach upon giraffe habitats. It is crucial that we prioritize the protection of these areas, not just for giraffes, but for the diverse range of species that depend on these habitats. Conservation efforts, such as the establishment of wildlife reserves, giraffes play a vital role in maintaining the delicate balance of their ecosystems, and their impact is felt throughout the food chain. One of the key ways in which giraffes contribute to the health of their environment is through seed dispersal. As they feed on the leaves, fruits, and flowers of trees, they inevitably ingest seeds, which are then deposited in a new location, often in a pile of nutrient-rich dung. This process allows trees to spread their range and colonize new areas, promoting the growth of diverse and resilient forests. In fact, many tree species rely almost exclusively on giraffes and other large herbivores to disperse their seeds, and without these animals, the trees would be unable to propagate effectively. In addition to their role in seed dispersal, giraffes are also important grazers, helping to shape the composition of their ecosystems through their feeding habits. By browsing on certain species of trees and shrubs, giraffes can influence the relative abundance of different plant species, creating a mosaic of different habitats that support a wide range of other animals. For example, by feeding on the leaves of acacia trees, giraffes can reduce the density of these trees, allowing other species to grow and thrive in the understory. This, in turn, can create a more complex and diverse ecosystem, with a greater variety of plants and animals coexisting in a delicate balance. Giraffes also provide a vital source of food for predators, supporting the complex web of relationships that exists within their ecosystems. Lions, leopards, and hyenas are all known to prey on giraffes, particularly young or weak individuals, and these predators play a crucial role in regulating giraffe populations and maintaining the balance of the ecosystem. By providing a source of nutrition for these predators, giraffes help to support the entire food chain, from the smallest insects to the largest carnivores. In fact, the loss of giraffes from an ecosystem could have far-reaching consequences, leading to a decline in the populations of other species that rely on them for food or habitat. The importance of giraffes in maintaining the ecosystem is perhaps most evident in the case of the acacia tree, which is a staple of the giraffe diet. Acacia trees are able to thrive in areas with low rainfall and poor soil quality, making them a vital component of many African ecosystems. By feeding on the leaves and fruits of these trees, giraffes help to disperse their seeds and promote their growth, creating a network of trees that provide shade, food, and habitat for a wide range of other animals. In addition, the thorns of the acacia tree provide a safe haven for giraffes, protecting them from predators and allowing them to rest and feed in peace. The relationship between giraffes and acacia trees is a classic example of mutualism, where both species benefit from each other's presence. Giraffes gain a source of food and shelter, while the trees receive a means of seed dispersal and propagation. This relationship is essential to the health of the ecosystem, as it allows both species to thrive and supports the complex web of relationships that exists between different plants and animals. In fact, the loss of either giraffes or acacia trees from an ecosystem could have significant consequences, leading to a decline in biodiversity and ecosystem function. In addition to their role in seed dispersal and grazing, giraffes also contribute to the ecosystem through their digging activities. As they search for water or create paths through dense vegetation, giraffes can create small clearings and pathways that allow other animals to move through the landscape. This can be particularly important in areas with dense thickets or shrublands, where smaller animals may struggle to navigate. By creating these pathways, giraffes can help to facilitate the movement of other species, allowing them to migrate, forage, and interact with each other in a more effective way. The impact of giraffes on their ecosystems can also be seen in the way they influence the behavior of other animals. For example, many species of birds and mammals will follow giraffes as they move through the landscape, taking advantage of the food and shelter that they create. This can lead to the formation of complex communities where different species interact and cooperate with each other in a variety of ways. In fact, giraffes are often considered a keystone species, meaning that they play a unique and essential role in maintaining the structure and function of their ecosystems. Despite their importance, giraffes are facing a range of threats to their survival, from habitat loss and fragmentation to poaching and climate change. As their populations decline, the ecosystems they inhabit are also likely to suffer, leading to a loss of biodiversity and ecosystem function. This highlights the need for conservation efforts to protect giraffes and their habitats, not just for the sake of the giraffes themselves, but for the health and resilience of the entire ecosystem. By preserving the populations of giraffes and other key species, we can help to maintain the delicate balance of the ecosystem, ensuring that these complex communities continue to thrive for generations to come. The role of giraffes in maintaining the ecosystem is a testament to the intricate and interconnected nature of the natural world. By studying the relationships between giraffes and their environment, we can gain a deeper understanding of the complex web of interactions that exists within ecosystems and the importance of preserving these relationships in order to maintain the health and resilience of the planet. As we continue to face the challenges of conservation and environmental protection, it is essential that we recognize the vital role that giraffes play in their ecosystems and work to preserve their populations and habitats for the benefit of all species that depend on them. In the context of African ecosystems, giraffes are a symbol of the beauty and diversity of the natural world. Their long necks and legs, distinctive coat patterns, and gentle eyes have captivated the importance of trees in the diet and survival of giraffes cannot be overstated, as they provide the primary source of nutrition for these towering creatures. Among the various tree species that giraffes feed on, acacia trees hold a special significance due to their widespread distribution, nutritional value, and unique characteristics that make them an ideal food source for giraffes. Acacia trees are found in abundance in the African savannas and open woodlands, where giraffes roam freely, and their leaves, fruits, and flowers form a major component of the giraffe's diet. Giraffes have evolved to feed on the leaves and fruits of acacia trees, which are rich in protein, fiber, and other essential nutrients. The leaves of acacia trees are particularly nutritious, with high levels of calcium, phosphorus, and other minerals that are essential for the growth and maintenance of the giraffe's bones, muscles, and other tissues. The fruits of acacia trees, on the other hand, provide a rich source of energy, vitamins, and minerals, and are an important component of the giraffe's diet during the dry season when other food sources are scarce. One of the unique characteristics of acacia trees that makes them an ideal food source for giraffes is their ability to produce leaves and fruits throughout the year, even in times of drought or scarcity. This is due to the fact that acacia trees have a deep root system that allows them to tap into underground water sources, enabling them to continue producing leaves and fruits, even when other trees have shed their leaves or stopped producing fruits. This ensures that giraffes have a constant supply of food, even during times of scarcity, and helps them to survive and thrive in their environment. In addition to providing nutrition, acacia trees also play a crucial role in the survival of giraffes by offering them shelter, shade, and protection from predators. The tall, spreading canopies of acacia trees provide giraffes with a cool and shaded area to rest and escape the heat of the sun, while their thick trunks and branches offer protection from predators such as lions and hyenas. The thorns of acacia trees also serve as a deterrent to predators, making it difficult for them to approach the giraffes that are feeding or resting under the trees. Giraffes have also evolved a number of adaptations that enable them to feed on acacia trees safely and efficiently. Their long necks and tongues allow them to reach the leaves and fruits of the trees, while their specialized lips and teeth enable them to pluck and eat the thorny leaves and fruits without getting injured. Their unique digestive system, which includes a 4-chambered stomach and a large cecum, also allows them to break down and extract nutrients from the cellulose-rich leaves and fruits of acacia trees. The importance of acacia trees in the diet and survival of giraffes is also reflected in their feeding behavior. Giraffes are known to be selective feeders, and they tend to prefer acacia trees over other tree species due to their nutritional value and availability. They will often travel long distances to reach their favorite acacia trees, and will even compete with other giraffes for access to the best feeding spots. During the dry season, when other food sources are scarce, giraffes will rely almost exclusively on acacia trees for their nutrition, and will even eat the bark and roots of the trees if other parts are not available. In addition to their importance in the diet and survival of giraffes, acacia trees also play a crucial role in maintaining the health and diversity of the ecosystem as a whole. They provide food and shelter for a wide range of other animals, from insects and birds to mammals and reptiles, and help to maintain the balance of the ecosystem by regulating the populations of other species. They also help to stabilize the soil and prevent erosion, and play a key role in the water cycle by absorbing and storing water during the rainy season. The decline of acacia trees in many parts of Africa due to overgrazing, habitat destruction, and climate change has significant implications for the survival of giraffes and the health of the ecosystem as a whole. Without acacia trees, giraffes would be forced to rely on other, less nutritious food sources, which could lead to malnutrition and starvation. The loss of acacia trees would also have a ripple effect throughout the ecosystem, leading to the decline of other species that depend on them for food and shelter. Conservation efforts aimed at protecting acacia trees and the giraffes that depend on them are therefore critical for maintaining the health and diversity of the ecosystem. This can involve measures such as sustainable land use planning, habitat restoration, and the protection of key feeding and breeding areas for giraffes. It can also involve education and outreach programs aimed at raising awareness about the importance of acacia trees and the giraffes that depend on them, and promoting sustainable practices such as reforestation and agroforestry. Overall, the importance of trees, specifically acacia, in the diet and survival of giraffes cannot be overstated. These trees provide a vital source of nutrition, shelter, and protection for giraffes, and play a crucial role in maintaining the health and diversity of the ecosystem as a whole. Efforts to protect and conserve acacia trees and the giraffes that depend on them are therefore essential for ensuring the long-term survival of these incredible creatures and the ecosystems they inhabit. By working to protect and preserve acacia trees, we can help to ensure the continued health and well-being of giraffes and the many other species that depend on them for survival. The preservation of acacia trees is a critical component of giraffe conservation, and one that requires careful planning, management, and protection to ensure the long-term survival of these incredible creatures and their habitats. Supporting conservation efforts and promoting sustainable land use practices to protect acacia trees and giraffes for generations to come slowly forward. The giraffe is undoubtedly the tallest land animal on Earth, with adults reaching heights of up to 18 feet tall and weighing between 1,100 and 2,800 pounds. This unique physical characteristic allows them to roam the savannas and grasslands of Africa with ease, feeding on leaves and fruits that other animals can only dream of reaching. Their long necks, which can grow up to 6 feet in length, are made up of 7 cervical vertebrae, the same number as humans, but each vertebra is much larger and more specialized to support the giraffe's extraordinary height. This remarkable adaptation has enabled giraffes to thrive in their environment, and they play a vital role in maintaining the balance of their ecosystems. As the tallest land animal, giraffes have a significant impact on their surroundings, and their presence is felt throughout the food chain. They are herbivores, and their diet consists mainly of leaves, fruits, and flowers from trees and shrubs. In particular, they have a special fondness for acacia trees, which provide them with a rich source of nutrients and energy. By feeding on these trees, giraffes help to disperse seeds, which can travel long distances in their digestive system, allowing new trees to grow in areas that may have been previously inaccessible. This process is essential for maintaining the diversity of plant species in their habitats, and it has a ripple effect on the entire ecosystem. Giraffes also play a crucial role in shaping their environments through their grazing activities. By feeding on certain plants and avoiding others, they help to maintain the balance of vegetation in their habitats. This, in turn, affects the populations of other herbivores, which may compete with giraffes for food, and the predators that feed on them. For example, lions and leopards rely on giraffes as a source of prey, and the presence of these predators, in turn, affects the behavior and population dynamics of other animals in the ecosystem. In this way, giraffes are a keystone species, and their loss could have far-reaching consequences for the entire ecosystem. In addition to their ecological importance, giraffes also hold a special place in human culture and imagination. They are often seen as symbols of Africa, and their unique appearance has captivated people around the world. In many African cultures, giraffes are revered for their beauty, strength, and gentle nature, and they feature prominently in folklore, art, and spiritual symbolism. For example, in some African societies, giraffes are associated with good luck, prosperity, and longevity, while in others, they are seen as messengers between the physical and spiritual worlds. This cultural significance has helped to raise awareness about the importance of conservation efforts and the need to protect giraffes and their habitats. Despite their cultural and ecological significance, giraffes are facing numerous threats to their survival. Habitat loss and fragmentation due to human activities such as agriculture, urbanization, and infrastructure development have reduced the availability of food and shelter for giraffes. Poaching, both for their meat and for their distinctive coats, is also a major concern, and climate change is altering the distribution and abundance of their food sources. As a result, giraffe populations are declining, and conservation efforts are needed to protect these magnificent creatures and their habitats. The giraffe's status as the tallest land animal on Earth is not only a remarkable example of evolutionary adaptation, but also a reminder of the importance of preserving biodiversity and ecosystem health. By studying giraffes and their habitats, scientists can gain insights into the complex relationships between species and their environments, and develop strategies for conserving and managing ecosystems. Furthermore, the cultural significance of giraffes can be leveraged to promote conservation efforts and raise awareness about the importance of protecting these incredible animals and their habitats. In the wild, giraffes can be found in a variety of habitats, including savannas, grasslands, and open woodlands. They are most commonly associated with acacia trees, which provide them with food, shelter, and protection from predators. Giraffes are also skilled climbers, and they have been known to ascend steep slopes and climb trees in search of food or to escape danger. Their long necks and legs allow them to move quickly and effortlessly across their habitats, and their distinctive coats provide them with camouflage and protection from the elements. Giraffes are social animals, and they are often found in small groups, known as towers. These groups typically consist of females and their young, while males will often wander on their own or form bachelor groups. Female giraffes will often give birth to a single calf after a gestation period of approximately 450 to 460 days, and the calf will stay with its mother for several years, learning essential skills and relying on her for protection and nourishment. As the calf grows and matures, it will eventually leave its mother's side and begin to explore its surroundings, eventually forming its own social bonds and starting its own family. The giraffe's unique physical characteristics, such as its long neck and legs, are essential for its survival and success in its environment. Its long neck allows it to reach high into the trees to feed on leaves and fruits, while its long legs enable it to run at high speeds and cover great distances in search of food or to escape predators. The giraffe's distinctive coat patterns, which can vary in color and shape depending on the subspecies, also play a crucial role in its survival, providing it with camouflage and protection from the elements. In addition to their physical adaptations, giraffes have also developed unique behaviors to help them survive and thrive in their environments. For example, they have a specialized system of communication which involves a range of vocalizations, including moans, grunts, and snorts, as well as body language and visual displays. Giraffes will often use their long necks to signal dominance or courtship, and they will also engage in a behavior known as necking, where two males will lean into each other and push their